We're not going to tell our stories just because with limited time, because we do have a lot of people speaking. So no, but if you want to ask in the chat what your story is, and they can individually text you.
Perfect. Okay, that's good. So pretty much with posting, it was something, so for those, just like to give you guys an idea, I was never really good at posting until I joined the business. I joined the business back in 2017. And when I joined, I was like, okay, what am I supposed to post? Like, I don't understand what I'm doing. And my leader at the time was like, okay, sit down and like write things out and just see what comes to your mind. And I'm like, okay, great. I have no clue, right? So after years, like literally I was in the business for 2 years before I left, and it took me until about 6 months before I left to really kind of like break through on my posting. And what had happened is I had gotten on, it was a training that Morgan and Shay were on, and there was like a couple other people on there, and they were like, okay, write down 5 things that you want people to know about you when they go to your page, and write about them. So like for me, some of my stuff is the fact that I am a mom. I have dogs. I filed bankruptcy, went through eviction and repossession before I could legally drink. I have a very bad addiction to Grey's Anatomy and Amazon. Like literally today I thought Amazon sent me a free pair of Grey's Anatomy socks, which it didn't. My cousin apparently ordered them and didn't tell me. But I posted, literally posted on my story. I was like, OMG, I'm pretty sure that Amazon just sent me free socks, guys, and they're for Grey's. And that's not at all what happened. It's fine. But it came with everything else that I ordered, so it's fine. So I literally, you pick 5 things that you want people to know about you, and then you have to think about how did they affect you? What were you thinking when you went through it? How were you feeling when you went through it? How are you feeling now that you're through it? Literally, so when I was going through bankruptcy, eviction, and repossession, I had a 3-month-old son. It literally just had our son. And my brain literally could not process anything. Like when we got our eviction notice, the sheriff put the notice, like nailed it to the door, because I refused to answer it because I was so terrified that I had a gun sitting on my table in the living room. I was like deadly terrified. And so like I write my stories, like I will see if I can pull up a post. Let's see. I should have pulled this post up before. I didn't think about it first. Okay, so like for this one, I wrote about my bankruptcy. I said, let's see, I'm 24. I became a mom at 19, got evicted twice, had a repossession, and filed bankruptcy by the time I was 20. I couldn't even legally drink, and yet I had completely failed my post-high school career in 2 years. I graduated in 2015, and by 2017, I had filed bankruptcy. And then what I did is because I, have experience filing bankruptcy, I also have experience, like, knowing the statistics, and I'm a teen mom. So, like, I know that statistic. Like, as a teen mom, my daughter, if I were to have a daughter, is more likely to become a teen mom herself. And so, like, I have an idea of those statistics. Well, one of the statistics for bankruptcy is an additional $500 a month can actually help prevent someone from filing bankruptcy. And so I used it in this post, and I was like, did you know an extra $500 a month from somewhere would stop a majority of people from either considering or actually filing bankruptcy? I said $500. Do you know that I said yes to this business 9 months ago, and 75 days turned it into a 4-figure income stream, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I literally, when you're writing your post, you have to remember no one's going to relate to you because you make an income from your phone. No one relates to you because you earn all these bonuses. They relate to you because you can barely afford to buy a gallon of milk. Yes. Do you want I'll just put the post in there. Yeah. But they relate to you because of the small things. They relate to you because they're sick of putting $15 in their gas tank instead of filling it, or having to check their freaking bank account before they go into the gas station to figure out how much they can put in their gas tank. They relate to you because of that, not because, like, I have people message me who are like, so how did you decide when it was time to file bankruptcy? And like, we start talking from there. So, I will put my Instagram and my Facebook. Hi, Melissa. Sorry. Dogs just lost it. So I will put my Facebook and my Instagram in the chat, and then I'll put that post in there too, or that statistic for you, Macy.
No, I love that. Yeah, if y'all go follow Nadia, and y'all can totally do that. She speaks life into all of her posts. Like, literally, I kind of feel the pain every single time she talks. It's like I feel the pain from her story, and it makes me be like, oh, you're so real. Like, you're so raw. And so I love the connection that you make with your audience, and making a connection with your audience is so real. I think Becca? Someone put it down here saying that they buy you, and it's so true. And it's not like we're here to sell a product or sell, our souls to the devil or anything. We're selling what it is that we know, that we're so confident about, and like the pain that we went through, the pain that I went through when I was younger. Like, I never want someone to feel that. And so I'm coming from that place. People don't come from I see people post in this business. They're like, we can't say numbers anyways, but people used to say like, I earned this much this month, and then I earned this bonus this month. And I used to be one of those people. And then I realized like $20,000 bonus isn't going to relate to anybody, because if you talk to most people who join, a lot of people are really closed-minded, or they're very, very small-minded. And so like, when you talk to them, you'll speak to some people that are like, oh, I want to go presidential. But most people are like, I just want Ruby. I just want 300. I just want 500. And I was that person. So definitely make that real. And then I've heard something before. It says, okay, yeah, I was just about to read that 80% of your post should be about your losses. 20% should be about the win. And then you should always end it with a action saying like, hey, message me this word, or comment below, or comment or fill out my influencer application. So it can be any other of those, but seriously do it. And I promise you it'll change your business. Not trying to talk super fast, but we are on a time crunch. So Jordan, if you want to go next, I know you're at work. Looks like you're counting some money. That's my girl. Got that server life. So if you want to go ahead and talk about, I don't have down what you want to talk about. So if you want to just go ahead, and then we'll add to it.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to talk about posting. Okay.
That's fine. You're really good at posting, or even TikTok. You're really good at TikTok. Like, you can really talk about anything that you're passionate about.
Okay. So as far as like posting goes, I try to keep a rotation going, especially on my Facebook. Normally for Instagram, I'm just they're all opportunity-based posts. So I make sure I put the IDS with it. I make sure it's a nice, bright, colorful picture. I might even include a quote with my pictures. And then I make sure in the caption that I'm either putting like a badass quote that I usually get from like Boss Babe Inc. I think that's what the page is called. If you're not following that page on Instagram, you definitely should, because they have tons of quotes on all of their posts, and I use those all the time. And I kind of put them in between some of my other posts. So breaking up the opportunity posts with a quote is usually what I do. So if it's not a quote, then I'm definitely telling my story in my posts. And whenever I first started the business, I feel like posting kind of came naturally to me, because every time I post, I speak true thoughts. And like, I'm not trying to be, I am never fake on social media whatsoever. The posts that you read are exactly how I feel and what I'm coming from and what I've gone through. And that's so important, to be vulnerable with your audience, because they're not going to be able to relate to you if you aren't vulnerable with them. And so as far as posting on Facebook, I kind of keep a rotation going. So my Instagram and my Facebook are automatically linked. So anything I put on my Instagram, it automatically goes to my Facebook. The one thing that you have to change whenever your Instagram posts go to your Facebook is to make sure that your audience and who can see your posts, it's usually just set to your friends. It's not set to like a public setting. So anytime you post on Instagram and it goes to Facebook, make sure you go to Facebook and change the who can see your posts, because if not, it's only going to be your friends. So, but I try to keep a rotation going as far as the opportunity posts. I'll post before and afters. I make sure I do interaction posts. I make sure I do host-a posts. And I try and I incorporate as much life as possible onto my feed, because you want people to come to your feed and you want them to learn from you or learn about you. You want them to be able to relate to you in any way that they possibly can. So if you go to my feed, you're probably going to read my captions and see just how vulnerable I can be in my posts and my captions. So that's about posting. As far as like TikTok goes, and I've also been experimenting a lot with reels. If you're not doing either one of those, you need to do them. I have grown, actually, I posted a TikTok like 4 days before we went to conference, and I didn't think anything was going to come of it. It was just a silly TikTok, and it ended up getting like almost 120K views. And I also gained over 2,000 followers on TikTok just from that one TikTok that continued to blow up and pop up on all the new and pop up on everybody's For You page. So I did that. And whenever you're doing TikTok, I try to create as many TikToks as I can in one day, when I know that I'm putting my makeup on, when I know that I'm getting ready for work, whether it's before work or whether it's after work. If I have makeup on, and you don't even have to do it when you have makeup on, like, it doesn't matter. But you have to be consistent with it. And as far as me posting TikToks and I have been posting at least 2 to 3 every single day, my following has continued to grow. And the interactions have continued to grow. And I've had new people message me. I've had more people follow me on Instagram, because my Instagram is linked to my TikTok. And from that, I have my link in my bio now, so straight to my influencer application. So if they're interested in the business, they can easily click on the link and they can go fill out the application, and then I'll get back to them on that, give them all the information. And then Reels, something that I wrote about it in Faith Over Fear chat earlier this week, but something that I figured out, bye guys, is that ever since I had started being more consistent with Reels, my following has also grown. And I did a Reel, posted it, nothing really came. They had I got 1,000 views or something like that. Well, then all of a sudden it blew up. And I think that Reel has 60K views right now. And I've gained over 300 new friends on Instagram from that one Reel, because I'm continuing to post and I'm doing the funny ones. And they don't always have to be business ones. You have to have a good mixture. So do business ones, do opportunity ones, and then post the funny ones, because people love the funny ones. And then I have, bye. So then with sounds on Instagram and the sounds that you are using, I have noticed that anytime you bring over your TikTok to your Instagram, it is going to tell you, or the sound's going to pop up that it's your own personal sound. It's not going to pop up. It's still going to have the trending sound that you used on TikTok, but it's going to pop up as your own personal sound. One of the tips that I can give you guys whenever you're posting Reels is try to take the time to find the sound that you used on TikTok and put it over your video. Now, I've done it the other way. I've done it a Reel sound on Instagram, and I found it on TikTok and I did it that way, but I'm still experimenting with finding the song from TikTok on Instagram and trying to overlay them. So if you have done that and it has worked, please let me know. That is my goal this week, is to try to figure that out and make sure that it does work. And that way your video is also going with the actual trending sound instead of it being your own personal sound. And if you're not taking your watermark from TikTok off of your reel, bye Sean. If you're not taking the watermark off of your TikToks and putting them on or while you're putting them on your Instagram, I did watch a TikTok where it said that Instagram absolutely hates the TikTok watermark. And I'm talking about the TikTok symbol up one, like by your face usually, not the little one at the bottom. The little one at the bottom, you can actually crop out whenever you save it. So that should be fine. But I'm talking about the big one. And if you don't know how to do that, if you go to your TikTok and click on the video, hit the 3 little dots and save it as a live photo, and then reconvert it after it's saved in your photos, then go to your settings on that photo and save it as a live video, and it'll take that watermark off. And that way you can post it on Reels, on Instagram, and Instagram's not going to get pissed off at you because you're taking a TikTok and putting it on Instagram. I think that's all I had, Macy.
That was so good. Yeah, I was going to do that now. I know you messaged it the other night in the team chat, so that's perfect. Yeah, I love everything that you said. Instagram Reels are absolutely incredible, and I can literally speak time and time again about what they've done for me, about what TikTok has done for me. And when you don't know what you're doing, it's totally fine. But we'll talk kind of about branding yourself in a minute, but definitely every tip that you did or that you said was incredible. And you guys, we're learning as we go, and you have to be open to change and open to technology and all these things when you want to be in this business. Don't be that person that's like, no, I'm not going to download this. I'm not going to download this. I'm only going to use this one app and then blah, 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 blah. You can be that person, but it's probably going to take you a lot longer than if you were just to go ahead and do the things that we're teaching you. So that was the first thing that I asked on the Zoom, was to please be coachable. Don't listen to another Zoom. Don't listen to another training that's like, hey, download this, do this, and you're like, all right, and then don't go do it again. You are literally only hurting yourself. You are only hindering your own growth, and that has been me for the past couple of years. So like, I am telling you from the pain of my mistakes, don't be that person. Love you guys. Okay, so I love that. So we're going to move on to my absolute favorite topic, and it's probably the most important thing that you could even do in your business and honestly just life in general. So we're going to talk about personal development. Amber is super great at this. I've seen her personally grow every single day from it. So I am excited to hear your tips because I know you're super passionate about it too. So go ahead and take it away with your tips on personal development.
Hey, I love this topic so much because it not only changed my business, but it honestly changed my life. But one thing that I want you guys to understand is there is a huge difference between business development and personal development. Okay, so when I'm talking about personal development, I am not talking about going to YouTube and looking up how to sign loyal customers or how to sign distributors or how to do host to post. That is not personal development. That is business development. That is teaching yourself business things to grow yourself in the business, right? That's not what I'm talking about. So I want you guys to I want to be straightforward in that. That's not what I'm talking about at all, because it is so different. So I tell this on every Zoom because I love this freaking statistic. It is so amazing. So research shows this is accurate, that we have between 45,000 and 51,000 different thoughts that cross our mind each day. 150 to 300 thoughts per minute, okay? 80% of those thoughts are negative. Think about that. Every morning when you wake up, 80% or like 80% of the time, your thoughts are going to be negative. When you first wake up in the morning, okay? That like ruins your whole day. So for me, I don't even look at my phone. I mean, I'll open it and text my husband or whatever. I will not do anything business related in the mornings until I get my personal development done. Because if I open my messages and like loyal customers are messaging me saying the product isn't working, this, that ruins your whole day. Because you're gonna be thinking about that all day long, and your mindset, you're not going to be able to get into that 20% of thoughts that are positive. So there are so many different types of personal development, okay? Like, it's not just about reading a book or doing this. First thing I do is affirmations. I do affirmations every single morning, okay? And what I do with affirmations is, if I wake up and those thoughts that I'm feeling are like, most of the time they're towards a certain topic, okay? They're like, so like mornings, it could be about my marriage, it could be about motherhood, it could be about something. All my affirmations have a topic to them. That one was enrollments in my business. That one was money. This one was confidence. This one was my faith, anxiety, motherhood. Okay, every morning I do that based on how I'm feeling in the morning, so that I can get my brain functioning on that 20% of positive thoughts, not the negative ones. Okay, so that's literally what I do every single morning before I even do anything else, because that changes my mindset already. Okay, the next thing I do, this isn't really personal development, it's spiritual development. So I read my Bible. I don't know how many of you are into faith, but my faith has grown so much thanks to Macy and her prayer Zooms and everything. So I started reading the Bible and I do devotionals. Okay, that's spiritual faith, but that also ties into my personal development. It is so strange how what I read in the Bible and the chapter that I read in my personal development book match. I can't tell you how many times, and it's not like, I wouldn't say it's a coincidence. For me, that's God saying something, right? Like what I need to work on or something like that. So it is so strange, okay? So every morning I read the Bible, literally have all this stuff right here. Then I read out of this Hi God, One More Thing. It's just a paragraph. And I don't look at the topic. I just open it. And whatever one comes, it comes, because I feel like it's so weird, but it's what I need that day. Okay. So I do that. And then I read like a book. Okay. I want you guys to understand, if you are not into reading an actual book, listen to an audiobook. Okay. I am the type that I like to highlight and put little stickies on or whatever, because we don't want to push you away from personal development because you don't want to read a book. Okay. Most of you have jobs, right? Get on Audible. You get one free book a month, I think. You can listen to it on your way there and on your way back. Don't go listen to country freaking music, okay? We all know that we love it, but listen to a book because it's going to change your life. I promise you that, okay? And we all say, do personal development, and you probably are so sick of us freaking saying that, but I want you to understand why we want you to do it, okay? We can't just tell you to go read a book, okay? I want you to understand why you need to read a book, why you need to listen to podcasts, why you need to do all this stuff, okay? First of all, it improves your self-awareness, okay? It makes you look into your life where you need improvements from, okay? You get to know who you are as a person, who you really are, what your values are, where you want your life to go. Okay, and I know that's super deep. Okay, I'm getting deep here for a minute. I'm not talking just about regular reading a book. I'm telling you why, okay? So it's gonna improve like who you are, essentially. And it's gonna, like, you need to reflect on who you are, okay? It forces you out of your comfort zone. Okay, so if you have areas in your life that you're not good at, or you have a weakness in, or whatever, you can gear yourself in personal development towards that. Okay, for me, it's money. And I don't have it down here, but Macy, it was a suggestion. It was by Dave Ramsey. So I'm reading Dave Ramsey books. That's a personal development for me. Okay, because I struggled with, yes, that one. I struggled with that in the past. So I actually read that at night, like before I go to bed, because that's not something I want to read in the morning. Like, it's more of like a, what can I put into action kind of thing. Okay, so it's forcing me out of my comfort zone to save money and do things that I never did with money before. And it's scary. It also develops your strengths. Okay, so if you, like, I know there's some leaders on here, or if you have a team or whatever, and if you are already like a good leader, listening to leadership podcasts, you're gonna like strengthen your leadership. Okay, it nurtures pretty much what you're already good at. Instead of like leaning you backwards, it's going to develop that strength even further. And then the last thing it's going to do is it's going to boost your confidence. And I say that because a lot of the time I don't feel confident, for a lot of things, like with how I look, or I compare a lot, or just in my business, sometimes I don't feel confident. But honestly, this book, this is just what I'm reading now. Sherry Lynn Alcala's book, it's so good. Every morning when I read this, like I feel confident about something. Like I read about comparison the other day and I felt so confident. I'm like, I'm not going to compare myself today. And even if it's just for that day, that made me win the day. We always talk about winning the day. That made me win the day just in that day, and that's fine. But the next day, if I'm not feeling like that, I may go back and read that chapter again. So I just want you guys to know that it's not just about going and reading a book. And you may read a book and not get anything out of it, but if a month from now in your business, if you're feeling something, you may want to go back and read a section in that book and you're going to get something completely different out of it, or actually get something out of it. I do that so often. I read The Power of I Am like a long time ago when Morgan first started, and I didn't get anything out of it. And 2 months later, I read it again and it like hit me like a Mack truck. Like it was just like crazy, like how the difference between 2 months happened because I had a mindset shift, and life happened and it just hit me harder. So I just want you guys to know there are just so many different types of personal development, and you just need to be so consistent with it, because if you're not consistent with it, it's not going to work. And I just want you to know that there is a why to why we do it. We're not just asking you to go read a book, okay? That's all I have.
No, everything that you said was gold, because I can speak on it time and time. I have like something in my eye. It will not go away. But I can speak on it time and time again. Like personal development has genuinely saved me from so many situations in my life where if I had never even read the book that I read during that time, I would have probably thought really negative thoughts, or I probably would have quit the business, or I probably would have given up on my dreams of paying off debt like I did, or whatever it might be. I would have thought so small and would have stuck to that small mindset, and it would have hurt me. It would have not allowed me to be able to be the person I am today. It wouldn't allow me to be able to serve you guys and to be a leader like I want to be, and grow every single day and teach you guys on how to do that. I'm telling y'all, if y'all did not do this, please do yourself a favor, get yourself a book tonight. And I messaged it in the comments, but I heard this on the book the other day. I think it was the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, but he was like, people will look at a $30 book. There's two types of people. People will look at the $30 book and ask how to get it for like 10. And normally that's me. Honestly, I'm a thrift shopper, but then that kind of hit me and I was like, dang, that is so true. Like when someone mentions about the book saying, this is what helped me go from presidential to ambassador 2.0 or whatever. And then I'm still looking over here like, okay, but I'm not going to spend $30. How can I get that for 10? I need to look at it as an investment. Like, heck yeah, it's only $30 to help me become a millionaire. Like, that's a blessing. And then there's going to be some people that obviously look at it and they're like, $30, heck yeah, let's go. And so be that person that's like, okay, I have to pay $16 for a book. It's $16, I think, a month. Tax write-off anyways, but look at it as an investment. Don't look at it as like, I can't afford that right now. You literally cannot afford not to. That is something Morgan would say if she was on the Zoom right now. You cannot afford not to do that. So go ahead and do that. There's so many books out there that you can get. If you don't know, Kelsey just listed some, like there's so many ones. This Sherry Lynn O'Connell one, I've heard nothing but amazing things off of that. So if you don't believe in yourself and being able to like think big, dream big, do hard things, I would definitely recommend that. The Rich Girl, Poor Girl from Pam Souter, I heard it's really good. So there's like a lot of ones, but amazing stuff. So thank you so much for that. So we'll move on. So we have 3 topics we want to talk about. So like interacting, messaging, and then branding, which is kind of ties into posting too. But we'll go into messaging. So Kelsey, you're a boss at getting messages out. You're a boss at enrolling, and you're consistently enrolling all the time. Every time I look at the chats, you're like, oh, just signed like 3 distributors and 20 customers, no big deal, it's the first. So you're really good at that. You're really great at messaging, and you seem like you always seem to get your tasks done, even in a busy schedule. So if you'll talk about messaging, why it's important, what you do, and kind of what works for you, and just take it away.
Okay, so we're going to talk about messaging first. I kind of just want to talk about like the importance of messaging before I talk about like what I actually message, because if you don't understand the importance of what you're doing, you're not going to want to do it at all. So the like number one thing about like it's so important to message, because for one, like if you are not messaging, you're not reaching the maximum amount of people that you can reach a day. Secondly, like there's so many benefits from people that like if you message someone, they might be, for one, too scared to message you, or secondly, they might have never even thought about doing this business or even like trying out a product, and then like this business or product changes their entire lives, and they would have never even known about it if you never even messaged them. So those are like the three top things that you need to know like about before you like are actually messaging. So like I message for everything. So like by everything, I mean, I message for customers, I message for distributors, and I message for host to post. So the top one that I really do, and it's just because it's what I'm seeing the most results with right now, and it's because at this point, with what I'm about to tell you is like, it's just working. So host to post, I literally strictly pretty much message for host to post only on Facebook. Like, and this is just like Facebook side of things. I do message on Instagram. It's just like Instagram, I do customers and distributors because it's easier for me over there. So on Facebook, I message pretty much primarily for host to post. This is like the easiest thing you could do. You're doing like, it's like a triple thing. So like you're literally gonna message, hey, I have a question, and I can put these messages in the chat, our team chat and stuff too, whenever I'm done. But you're just gonna say, hey, I have a question, and then they're gonna be like, sure, yeah, what's up, like blah blah blah, and then you're gonna message a short like little blurb that like I just came across like a month or two ago. I change it every like now and then too, but it's just gonna say, hey, I'm giving away $250 this month. I know we don't talk that often, but would you mind just starting up a post for me and you'll get entered, like something along those lines. And the 250 is what we're giving away right now if you don't know. And they'll be like, sure, because who wouldn't want $250? And you'll give them whatever kind of host post you want to give up. So right now I do like giveaway host posts, product posts, and like distributor posts. Those can all be fine like in Derby Diamond. We can also give you any of those. There's 1,000 of them out there, but so that is like the number one thing. So then they throw up the post. Then the like best part comes is they're going to throw up the post, and then you're going to ask them to either be a customer or a distributor too. So like you are like literally already in the conversation with these people. Why not ask them to do one or the other? Right now I'm doing customers because I need volume. But if I don't need volume, I'm asking them to be a distributor, or sometimes I just automatically ask them to be a distributor. So it's just like whatever I need, or whatever, like sometimes if I feel like more geared to ask them to be a distributor, then I'll do that. So you were like literally getting everything in like one place. So that's like messaging on Facebook, and then messaging on Instagram is just like super simple messages like, hey, I've been looking at your page, blah, blah, blah. Like, would you mind, like, I need a product tester. Would you mind testing something out? And like, there's different messages I can also post in here too. There's 1,000 messages out there. They're all usually really simple. You can save them to your notes, which is I prefer, like would suggest you to do. I have an Android. I know there's 1,000 things out there. There's also boards, which I do use. And then there's like WordBoard for iPhones and stuff. I don't know that much about that, but I just save them to my notes, and because it's what works for me, and then I just copy and paste them, and I just do as much as I need in the day. This is something super important, is I do as much in a day to see results that I need. So like sometimes I can message 20 people and be done. Sometimes I need message like 75 people and be done. It's what works for you in that day and like what is going to give you the results that you need for whatever you were like looking for. So like if you need like 20 serious conversations or you want to sign a customer or distributor or whatever. I think that's all I have.
No, that's so helpful. I actually went over it too. So I think, well, I know almost everybody in here is in the Faith Over Fear group page, which is like our presidential page. I had just did a live video last week and it had all those scripts too. So go ahead and like search that. It's like the latest video that I posted, I think, or like 2 videos down. I can't remember. Or if you need me to tag you in it, just comment below. But I've posted all those scripts. Those are so helpful, and I can speak on me. I can speak on Becca's behalf because she's been signing like crazy. Kelsey, Amber, like people are signing up like crazy using this method. But as soon as someone hosts a post for you, why not ask them for the products or the business? And that's how I've been able to sign up people, and the people that I've signed up have been amazing. And so definitely utilize that, because if you're not messaging, you're not asking. Like posting is not asking, you guys. Posting is an amazing part of your business. That's why it's one of the pillars, but that's not asking, you know? So you have to still do the asking portion and say, for instance, you're so busy and you're like, what if it takes me all day to get a host post up because people aren't responding as quickly? That's okay. Sometimes there are days I don't get any host posts up, and it's not because I'm not trying. It's literally because I've tried, people have not messaged me back or whatever. But guess what? It always equals out during that week, and that's why being consistent is so important. So once you message for the message on Friday, say you didn't get any people messaging you back. Well, guess what? Saturday, it might be a different day. Continue to do that, and I bet you it'll always make up for it. So if you don't get 5 host posts up one day, you might get 2 up the next day and then 10 up the next day. So it all equals out. Seriously, I can tell y'all this a million times. Go do it yourself. If you have not been sending out host to post messages, do that. And then I'll actually talk about how to add new people to your network. So I'll talk about that topic. But Dakota, if you want to talk about branding, you've just started this recently, but I personally like following you for it because it's so fun to see you get really, really excited about it. You've done really well, and it's something you're really passionate about. And so if you just want to take it away on the branding part, and you can tie in posting if you want, you can talk about whatever.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to talk about this. And like Macy said, I really just started to take off with branding myself in a couple of ways in the last month. And I've gotten so much feedback from it. So first of all, you want to brand yourself because you want to be passionate for what you're talking about and be excited, and people want to know who you are. And you need to show that beyond the products in the business. Like, yeah, tell your story with the business and things you're going to do, but people want to know you outside of that stuff as well. So Macy's actually the one that really pushed me to start branding myself. And I want you guys to know that figuring out your brand doesn't always come instantly. Like, you might have some ideas, but it took a while of thinking for me to figure it out. So for me, my brand that I have really been utilizing is that I'm a nanny, and also my weight loss journey. And I'm doing Weight Watchers. So like my weight loss and Weight Watchers is kind of in one. So I have other things too. Like, people who know me know I love TJ Maxx and Ray Dunn, and I love to travel, but it's really hard to have multiple things you're branding yourself on. So I'm just sticking with nannying and weight loss right now because of the interest in that. Yeah, Becca, I love to shop. People know that about me. So I want you guys to drop in the comments, just off the top of your head, some things you're thinking of right now that you could brand yourself with, whether it be you're a mom, or if you're dog obsessed, like a dog mom, or if you have a job that you love. Do you love to paint? Do you love to shop? Like, is Target your go-to? Like, anything you can think of, and I will try and give some help with that after when I'm done talking. So,
with your brand, you want to break it down into pillars. So like I said, nannying is one of my brands. So something I can talk about very often on my social media and on my stories would be things like activities I do with the kids, food I make them, funny things they did or said, how to identify kids' love languages, how to handle tantrums, what a day in my nanny life looks like, things I bought the kids. Like, there's so many things, and you can create pillars like that with whatever your brand is. And that's how, like, I'll try and help you guys with ideas with that when I'm done. And then with my weight loss, I can do meals, recipes, snack ideas, healthy snacks I found at Walmart, talking about how important water intake is. The products that we have, I implement those because those are helping me, obviously. Motivation, grocery hauls. And then I also made a second Instagram for my weight loss journey. And I've been talking about that too. And I've actually had a handful of people from my normal Instagram go follow that one too. So I know people are interested in those things because I've gotten a lot of feedback and people comment and talk to me about it. I found that with branding yourself, I enjoy my social media so much more. I'm so much more excited. I get so excited to show my groceries I bought, and like the family I nanny for, their house just burned down. So I've been talking about that a lot and done a lot of shopping for them, and I've enjoyed showing those things. And it's just a lot more enjoyment. And I think you guys will find that like fun and passion in it too, because you're talking about yourself and people want to buy you, like Becca said earlier. Along with that, when you're branding yourself, you're going to make new connections that you didn't know were necessarily there before. I've had so many people message me about the tragedy with the fire with my nanny family, asking how they can help. I've had people join Weight Watchers because of me, and like I have connections with them now, and I talk to them on a daily basis about food that we're all eating. And I've had other people reach out who are also nannies and just like create that friendship. And I would have never had any of those connections without branding myself. And then on top of that, people have started to be like, wow, she's real. Like, she's not just doing it works and it being BS or whatever. Like, I've had potential customers and potential distributors, brand new ones, come to me. One girl literally messaged me and said, hey, you're super real. Can you tell me about the wraps? Like, I just want a real talk about it. And we had a conversation, and it was because of just talking about normal, like, vacation and the products and stuff. And then also I have a highlights on my Instagram about branding myself, so my snacks and stuff, and then my nanny highlight. And I also have both of those things in my bio because you want to add value to your social media and value with your brand. And so people know when they look at my bio that I'm a nanny, and they know that I'm working on losing weight, and I have another Instagram for it if they wanted to follow. So that's basically all I have on this. I will go through the comments and try to like give you guys ideas with pillars. Macy's also super good at that. And if you guys are having a hard time breaking down your brand with pillars, ask your leader or ask me and Macy if we're not your leaders. Like, I know we can help with that too. So yeah.
No, I definitely love that. And that's really, I didn't know about the story about someone messaging you saying you're so real, but that is like, that makes my heart happy to know that other people are getting those messages, because I get those messages all the time. And that's truly something that I want to create, like not just some BS perfect picture perfect type of girl on social media. Like I inspire people, I encourage people, I entertain people, I do all those things. And that's a part of branding, and branding is really fun. And we want to bring fun to this business. Like, this business isn't supposed to feel like a chore. And even though, you know, this is a job, so sometimes tasks like following, interacting, your 6 list that we're going over right now, sometimes it feels like more of a chore and stuff. So you have to kind of push yourself through it. Branding makes it so fun to where you're like, okay, how can I educate? How can I entertain? And how can I inspire today? When you ask yourself those 3 questions, and if you don't get on the content planning Zooms on Sundays, I just went through my notes. I wasn't even on because Dallas and I were spending time for Valentine's Day, but I was still went on the Dare to Be Diamond page and copied all the stuff and made my own list of things that I wanted to talk about this week because I wanted to be prepared. And so that can allow you to open up those pillars. So yeah, if you don't have anybody to reach out to, which we're all one big team, so we can all help. Say your enroller left or your enroller doesn't talk to you, whatever. Like, I don't think that's happen, but if it has to, you just message in the chat because we'll help you with that. I love talking about the branding, and now that I see Dakota thriving with it, I'm like, yes, I can help people find their brand. So it's super fun. And then this is going to be the second to last topic we talk about. Becca, if you want to talk about interacting, you're super passionate about it, you're really, really great at it, and you're really successful. So please go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So drop a 1 in the comments if you like don't interact, or it's just one of those things that you roll your eyes at and you're like, don't really want to do that. Because a couple months ago, I absolutely dreaded interacting. I was like, this is so pointless. Like, why am I even doing this? I should just be messaging and like making these sales. Like, come on. So it took me a while to realize when I was scrolling through my messenger and I had so many host to post messages sent out that were just left on read or like just crickets. It was nothing. So I decided to switch it up a bit and implement interacting more. So it is so important to do this because people don't want to just see you as you're just this big salesy person. Like, you know, we've been talking about, you know, Dakota just talked about branding and all this stuff. Like, people want to know that you're a person too, and they want to feel validated, and they want to feel like, you know, that you're paying attention to them too. So what I like to do is, I know it's on like our KPI list. If you don't know what that is, ask your enroller. But it kind of just goes along with the 6 list. And so what I've been doing is when I add, when I, you know, get new friends, what I'll do instead of just going and just messaging them and seeming kind of spammy, I'll go on their profile and I'll show them some love. And so I'll, you know, like their photos, comment on them, ask questions, you know, and not just like memes they reshare, because, you know, anybody can do that. But, you know, I really, you know, get to know them. And I've started, you know, like I just made a sale from this one girl on the spot, which almost never happens for me because I messaged her about host to post. And then at the end of my message, because she had recently made a post about she was running for a spot on the school board. And so I said, I see you running for a spot on that school board, like, you get it, girl, you're awesome. Like, encouraged her as well. So she knew, like, yeah, I was asking her to post for me, but I was paying attention to who she was and what she was doing. And, you know, so we talked about that for a little bit, and she's a customer of mine now. Interacting isn't just sitting there and scrolling through your feed, because like when you're on Facebook, it's going to just show the people who you like interact with most. So for me, like if I were to just sit there and scroll through Facebook, I'm gonna get a bunch of my relatives pop up that, you know, when I go on Facebook and I do, you know, want to keep up with my family in Texas and whatnot, like that's stuff that's going to pop up. But all these new friends, because we're adding friends every day, all the time, we want to be interacting with those new people too. So something I've also been doing is when I go and interact with people, I've been messaging those new people, but I also will go onto stories so that I can be in people's messenger and like ask questions, you know, show them some love. But what I do is on Instagram will scroll all the way back to the beginning, because those are going to be your least interacted with people. And then instead of moving forward through them, I'm moving backwards. So I'm not all the way at the end. I will scroll all the way to the end though. And I'll start here and then I'll just go backwards with it, if that makes sense. So I'll still look through everybody's story, but just starting from the end and moving backwards, because those are going to be my least interacted with people. You can do the same thing on Facebook, but I do sometimes just click the little like little quick text or hearts or fire emojis or whatever it is. But if you're asking questions or like, oh my gosh, I love that shirt, where'd you get it? Like that's going to get you more of a response and build that friendship with them. So you're not just hopping on Messenger and just sending them, hey, can you post for me? Another thing you can do is on Facebook, you can go to, on your little 3 tabs at the bottom, if you click on it, there's most recent, and if it's not right here on the top, you can scroll down to your see more button, and the most recent will pop up down there. There's like kids messenger, movies, nearby friends, all that random stuff. That's where it will be. So looking at my notes, again, just like we've been talking about, people are going to buy you, not just the products. And so interacting with people is like super, super important. And also, I just wanted to kind of share this with you guys because it was just, I had no idea what I was going to talk about, and other than interacting, but I was like, how am I really going to encourage people with this? And I did my self-development before we did the Zooms tonight, and something that really stuck out to me was, and it hit home for me. And it was actually, I was reading Live by Sadie Robertson, and she was talking about being in this season of waiting. And I know a lot of us right now are like running for a promotion, and we're trying to, we've got all of these great bonuses and everything. So like we want to go Emerald and hit that $5,000 bonus, or go Diamond and get that $10,000 bonus. And so we're kind of in this season of waiting, but something I really liked that Sadie had said was be in a season of believing. Instead of waiting for something to happen, believe it. So just show up every single day, implement all these things we've talked about with, posting, messaging, interacting, everything on the 6 list, and believe that it's going to happen and you'll get there.
I love that. So I actually did not know that. I'm posting a story of us. So sorry, I'm like capturing that, but I'll tag you guys so you can repost it on your story if you didn't get one. No, I didn't know the tip about scrolling all the way to the Instagram, all the way to the back. Never done that, never thought about it before. So I'm just like mind blown on that. And it's so simple. So it's funny how you learn new things every single day. I love that. So the last topic that I'll kind of talk about, and I'll kind of incorporate a few, one tip I have for host to post, and it's been working really well for me, for adding to network. Adding to network is super huge. I've run into a lot of people, especially if they're new. They're like, I run into the same people over and over again. Or maybe you've mass messaged, and so you're like, I've messaged all the people that I have. Maybe you only have 100 friends. So you're like, okay, I've literally messaged everybody I have. Well, guess what? Adding to your network is going to help you expand the people you interact with, make connections with, grow your business with, and all the above. So what I personally do, I actually got this tip from Amber, and it was last month. And since then, it's been like blowing my mind how amazing it's worked. But for the first few host posts that I get up for the day, or even the week, or whatever it might be, I'm going to give the people that I ask them to give a host post up, I'm going to give them a giveaway post. The giveaway post simply is just saying, hey, you guys, my friend Macy, I'm partnering with her. She's Venmoing someone $250 cash this Sunday. Go ahead and drop emoji below to enter. Guess what? Those posts are more than likely going to blow up. I have some that don't, and that's totally fine. It's a numbers game, but a lot of those blow up. So I'm adding all to their friends. I hit 5,000 max in friends every single day. I have to go back and delete. So it's never an issue for me to add. When we have the adding to network every single day on the Power Hour, I don't get to do that because I already have reached the 5,000 max friends. So I have to constantly delete people. That's a high class problem that you want. So do that. And that has worked really, really well for me. Again, those scripts are in the Faith Over Fear live video that I did last week. So on top of that, add to your network. It's super important so you can make connections and obviously grow with your network and meet new people. And then the second thing I was going to talk about is the last thing on your 6 list is connecting with your team. And so say if you are new, the number one thing I want you to do is dream and vision cast about the person that you want to partner with. Dream about the person that you want to come into your business. Say you want to go Ruby. Well, Ruby takes 3 people under you to work, or maybe, we'll talk about different scenarios later, but 3 people who want to make an extra income. So manifest those people into your life of who you want to create. Vision cast, journal it out, and say, you know what? If you're super spiritual, say, God, thank you so much for blessing me with, name them. Say Miranda, or Dakota, or whatever you want to name them. Thank you so much for blessing me with this person. They work, they're coachable, they're open-minded, they're signing all their customers on their own, they're posting like crazy, they're attracting so many people. I promise you, do this, and within a week, you're at least going to gain one potential distributor who's going to be described as that person, and I promise you that. So do that. And then if you aren't new, make sure it's a habit to connect with your team. Maybe you have a bigger team that you've never had before. I have the biggest team that I've ever had in my entire life. I'm grateful for it. But I don't get to connect with every single person every single day. But guess what? I'm going to reach out to a few people a day and encourage them, message them, see how they're doing, connect them with them, message all my new distributors every single day, giving them tasks, whatever it might be. Making connections is going to get you a lot further than just, hey, do this today. Hey, do this today. No, you need to make that personal connection. People thrive for connections. They'll stay with the connections. People will thrive for connections, recognition, all of those things. So make sure you're connecting with people. And then last topic of what I was going to talk about is show your freaking face in your story. That will change your life and change your business drastically. And again, even within a week that you do it. I had a customer today, and I have customers message me every single week. I feel really confident on customer retention. So that's another Zoom for another time. But all my customers normally message me and they're like, what's this new product that you just posted about? Oh, that coffee looks good. Can you add that into my auto shipment? Just had that happen today. Another girl messaged me last week, just did that for a customer because they saw me using the products. If you are not using the products yet, run your auto shipment. You get paid from your auto shipment, run it. Why would you not want to be a product of the product? We have incredible products, you guys. How do you expect people to believe you that the products are so amazing if you're not trying them? If you haven't tried them because you're new and you're like, well, I just joined because I want to make money, that's totally fine. You're going to earn your free shopping spree. But if you aren't new, go ahead and run that auto shipment. I promise you it's worth it. You get paid from it and people get to see that you're a product of the product. If you have samples on hand, just sold skinny tea samples, and just sold sleepy tea samples. And guess what? Those aren't things that we have on the website or for samples. So we have to have them in hand. So guess what? I'm sending those out from my hand and I'm making money from them while also trying the products. So do yourself a favor, do that. Post yourself making the product, do a cute boomerang, make a video or state facts about it. I just did a cute boomerang with a slimming gummies. And I was just like doing it, like kissing the bottle and saying, oh my gosh, I love these so much. So thankful that they helped me lose weight and they taste like fruit snacks. That's what my customer was like, these look good, add them to my order. So that's all I have to say. I could go on and on, as y'all know, but I hope that this was so helpful for you guys. We always try to get together and make things super simple for y'all, and the 6 list is a great list to get started with. So if you walk away from the Zoom and you're like, I still don't know, great, we're here. We're all here to help you. You just have to ask questions. We're not going to know if you need help if you don't ask. So please, there's no dumb question. You can message me privately. You can message your enroller privately. I don't freaking care. If you're asking me a question, I'm grateful. If you're silent, that's when I get worried. So you can blow up my phone, ask me questions, whatever you need to do. And then even after we get off, if y'all will please put aha moments in the chat, because there were people that weren't able to get on tonight. I want them to have major FOMO that this was so good. So please remind them, saying like one aha moment. I'll drop it in the chat below. I'm going to stop